Hello and welcome to iWriter. In this short tutorial video, I'm going to go over how quick and easy it is to have content written on iWriter. Alright, the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to select a project type. You can have articles written, you can have articles rewritten, you can have a Kindle book written, and you can have an ebook written. I'm going to go ahead and select Have Articles Written. The next thing you want to do is enter a project description. This is something that you're going to use to briefly describe your project. So for example, I would like 8 articles written on weight loss. Next, you'll select a category that relates to the type of content that you want written. So in my example, I'm going to select health and fitness. You can select an article length next. The standard article length is 500 words. You can select anywhere from 150 words to 2,000 words. Now these are minimum word counts. So if you select 500 words here, the minimum word count that a writer must write is 500 words. So I'm going to select the standard at 500. Next, we'll select our article language, and iWriter supports the US version of English, the UK version of English, French, German, Spanish, or you can select another language if you wish. I'm going to select the US version of English. Next, we'll select what type of writer we want to see our project request. Alright, within iWriter there are 3 different levels. There are basic writers, there are premium writers, and there are elite writers. Basic writers are essentially all writers in iWriter. If you select the basic option here, all writers are going to see your request when you submit it. So these include both brand new writers that have yet to prove in themselves and have yet to be upgraded to premium or elite status. So these could be potentially great writers, they just haven't written enough content yet to be promoted. Also, you're going to see writers that are not quite as talented as a premium or elite writer. So all writers are going to see your request. This option is great if you're looking for speed. If you want an article back within a few minutes, select basic here. You'll notice when you submit a project and select the basic option, you'll submit your project, and within seconds, a lot of times, writers will come in and start writing your article. However, if you're looking for higher quality articles that you may not have to reject initially, you're going to want to select premium or elite. Basic kind of opens you up to lower quality writers as well. So it kind of just depends on how much you value your time versus your money. This option is obviously going to be the cheapest, but then again, you're going to have to review the articles and potentially reject bad articles that come back. Whereas if you select premium or elite, you're going to get higher quality articles initially, and the chance of you having to reject an article is going to be much lower. So typically what I'll do is I'll select premium, because for me, time is much more valuable to me than spending another $1 to $2 an article. So I'm going to select premium. Now when we do that, you'll notice there's a price per article text box down here. The minimum is $5.50 for an article written by a premium writer. That's 500 words in length. Okay, this is the minimum. What I'll typically do is I'll enter a price that's slightly higher than the minimum price here, because what happens is when you submit your project, you're going to submit it to the queue of writers, where all premium writers are going to see a big list of all the requests. Now if your project is slightly higher than the minimum amount, they're going to see that they're going to be able to earn a little bit more money by writing your article request. So if you want your article done a little bit quicker, a good tip is to enter a little bit higher than the minimum value here. But then again, you don't have to. You can enter $5.50 here if you wish. But I'm going to go ahead and enter $6. If we were to go with basic here, the minimum is $3 for an article. So it's much cheaper. It goes all the way down to $1.25 an article for a 150 word article to be written. Alright, so let's select 500 words, premium articles. And I'm going to come down here. The next option we'll select is I'll enter my keywords. Now the way iWriter works is each article is written based on a keyword or keywords that you input. If I want my article written on weight loss, I'll enter the keyword weight loss here. and the writer will know to include the keyword weight loss somewhere in the article. Now if I want my article written on multiple keywords, so for example if I want one article written on multiple keywords, so let's say weight loss, and I want my article to also mention the word weight loss recipes. I want my article to also mention the keyword weight loss exercises. So if I want this article written on all three of these words, one article written on three phrases, weight loss recipes, and weight loss exercises, I will separate them by commas. Okay, this tells the writer to write one article revolving around three words. Now, for example, let's say I wanted to request 3 articles to be written. I don't want one article, I want 3 articles. So what I would do is I would enter my keyword, say I want the first article written on weight loss, and I'll hit enter, and on a new line I'll type in the keyword I want my second article to be written on. So I want my second article to be written on weight loss recipes, and I want my next article to be written on weight loss exercises. And you'll notice as I put each keyword on a new line, so I want 1 article, 2 articles, 3 articles written, you'll notice the total project cost down here changes dynamically. So now the total project costs $18, $6 per article. $6 for article 1, article 2, article 3, for a total of $18. So this tells the writer I want 3 articles written. I want the first one written on weight loss, the second on weight loss recipes, and the third on weight loss exercises. Now if we go back up here and I separated them by commas, again this tells the writer that I want 1 article written revolving around all 3 of these phrases, and you'll notice the total project cost is $6. So I'm just going to have 1 article written, and I'm going to have it written on just one word, weight loss. Okay, next we'll come down here and I'll select a writing style. Okay, there are various styles you can select: a friendly tone or a professional tone, or you can select other, and you can go ahead and enter the type of tone you wish the writer would write the article on. Okay, next, article purpose. This is where I'll briefly describe what I'm going to be using the article for. This gives the writer directions and indications and sort of an idea on how they should structure their article. Next, I'll enter special instructions. And under special instructions, this is very important. You're going to want to be very specific to tell the writer exactly how you want them to write the article. If you want your keyword mentioned 3 times, you're going to want to mention that here. If, for example, you want the article to be written in story-like format, you'll want to put that here. Basically, just exactly how you want the writer to write the article. You'll type that all into the special instructions text box here. It's very, very important. The more instructions you can have for the writer, the better. The more confident they'll be at selecting your project to write versus someone else's project. If your special instructions are either lacking or they're very confusing, it's going to scare writers off, and they're going to choose someone else's project to write. So special instructions are very important to getting exactly what you want, and it's going to help the writer select the projects that they want. Okay, next, this selection down here at the bottom, submit project to a list of writers, is optional. If you want to submit your project to one specific writer or a group of writers, you're going to want to input their username here. So for example, as you start typing, you're going to see different writers will appear here. So I'll just put in, let's say, the letter A, and you're going to see a list of writers along with their rating. And if you select it, their name is going to appear here. And when you submit your project, you're going to submit specifically to your list of writers here. I'll typically leave this blank and submit my project. Once you submit your project, you're going to see a small pop-up window that's going to tell you that you have 72 hours, so 3 full days, to review the article once you receive it back from a writer. Okay, you have 72 hours to review the article and approve it or reject it. If you reject the article, you pay nothing, and it goes back in the queue for another writer to write the article for you. Okay, with iWriter, you never pay until you're satisfied. Once you're satisfied, you'll approve the article, and you immediately receive it. You receive full copyright ability to the article. The article is yours and no one else's. And that is how quick and easy it is to submit content with iWriter.